Welcome everyone back to Jen's Joyful Kitchen. I am excited to share some a really quick recipe idea, easy mini frittatas for your Memorial Day weekend. You can use that as a quick grab and go out the door traveling breakfast. You could use it as a picnic lunch as part of with some fruits and veggies. So I'm going to share that with you. So always sharing with you some tips, tools, and tasty recipes so that you can have a more joyful time in the kitchen. I like to make sure that that is what we accomplish here. I want you to think about cooking being fun. So I'm Jen. I am a consultant with Pampered Chef, and I'm also a registered dietitian. So combining all of those things together to help you in the kitchen. So let's get started. I don't know, what are you guys doing for Memorial Day weekend? I know when I was growing up, we often visited cemeteries of loved ones and put flowers at the graveside. And also just kind of it makes me think about my grandparents who were in the military and served our country. So I'll be thinking of them, and we're also going to be doing some celebrating with some food. So that'll be kind of a fun way to start, I guess, the unofficial start of summer. What I'm going to do first with our recipe is actually get our vegetables going. So I'm going to post this recipe after we're done, and also just talk to you about some of the tools that I'm using to make it really fast. The first thing I'm going to share with you though is how you cut a pepper. And some of you may know this, but this is a really great technique that you can use, and it really simplifies the whole process. So I am taking my pepper and my santoku knife, and I'm just going to cut down the sides, what I'm calling the cheeks. I'm cutting off the cheeks of the pepper and just slicing down. Now you want to use a chopping knife. That's going to be something like a santoku knife because they're sharp and allow you to just cut straight through something. Now here's the trick. I didn't have to remove any of the seeds till it dropped there. But now I have these peppers all finely, just all to the sides here, and don't have to worry about the seeds. So we're going to saute these. And we're going to do some other vegetables as well. We need 1.25 cups of vegetables. Now you wonder why we need that much, because we're going to fill it with our eggs, and then we're also going to have some cheese in there. And having those vegetables really adds an extra source of fiber, extra source of nutrients, and more volume to the frittata. So I'm going to throw this in my favorite tool for meal prep, the manual food processor that really chops things down. You can see I'm going to put the lid on, and then you just pulverize that. I don't want to go all the way though, because I want to add some onions to it, and then we'll finish chopping that. I've just got some green onions, cutting them into about 2-3 inch chunks. Always wash your onions, because you do need to make sure you get all that dirt off of there from where they were growing. So I'm going to add those in so you can see my vegetables right in there. The great thing about the manual food processor is that you don't have to worry about taking some big food processor out of your cabinet every time you want to pulverize or chop vegetables, or even make guacamole, salsa, pico de gallo, hummus, all kinds of different things. And I'm just going to simply pump the handle and you can see it's all chopped up. So love that. Now to that, we're going to add, I'm going to take the blade out. To clean this up, you literally just put the blade and the bowl in the dishwasher, and you wash this top piece with some hot soapy water, and that helps get everything clean. And then you quickly put it back on your counter, because you're going to want to have it again to use it. All right, so I've got those vegetables. Another vegetable I'm going to add to it is potatoes. Now, this is a really quick and easy way. We're going to use the spiral and slice. So this is a tool that has 3 pieces to it. If you put this part in, it's going to do the slicing. So you can put like a potato on each side if it fits in there. You could also do carrots. You can do radishes. This is going to give you really thin slices. Why do I want really thin slices of potato? Because they're going to cook faster. And when you're in a hurry, or you want to just kind of get things done in the kitchen, you want to make sure that things are going to cook in an even way. So I am going to just cut my potato in half lengthwise, And we're going for about 1.25 cups of vegetables. So we'll see how much this does. This also has a nice measuring feature on it. So let me get it to the, here we go. So we've got about a little less than a cup right now. So I'm going to put this here. And then you just put the top on where the little slots are. And we're just going to turn it and it will slice it at the same time. Whoops. There we go. There we go. So this is going to make some kind of bigger slices that are longer, more kind of like potato chip style. And that's great because we're going to actually put it right into our saute pan and saute that up. Now, if we wanted it a ribbon cut, we would just take that center portion out and then we'd put our whole potato in there and they would stay together as one giant ribbon. Okay, we're done with that. Now you can see, let me show you how thin sliced this is. So you can see right inside of there. So we want a good amount of vegetables. This is about 1.25 cups, so that works perfectly for that. We are going to get these sauteing. So I've got my pan back here, and I'm going to just turn on the saute feature here. We're just going to turn it up to about a medium-high heat. Yeah, that's going to be about an 8 setting on your stovetop. I've also got my oven preheating to 350. And I'm just going to do a little bit of oil. Now I've got canola oil in my kitchen spritzer. And that's all I have in here. So that's it's really nice because you can add your own oil. You don't have to have any other ingredients. You can do some flavoring if you want to have it like garlic flavored or rosemary flavored. And then you just pump it to make the aerosol and then you spray it out. So tossing your vegetables in oil becomes a lot easier. Spraying a pan with a little oil, that's why I'm doing my pan with a little oil. I'm not spraying it on the vegetables right now. And then we'll just get those cooking right inside here. This is really only going to take about 3 minutes. So you don't need to cook them all the way. You just want to have them kind of soft, maybe a touch golden brown, because the better that they're a little bit more cooked here in the pan, you're going to find that in the frittata, they're not going to be so crisp at all when you're biting into them. So we've got our potatoes, we've got our onions, we've got our peppers. So we'll let that come together there for a few minutes. Now, meanwhile, we're going to do some eggs. Hi, Autumn. Thanks for watching. So we're making a mini frittata. Little mini muffin frittatas. So I've got my vegetables going on the stovetop. I've got peppers, onions, and potatoes all going. Hi, Carla. Nice to see you. They're going to just saute for 3 minutes. I quickly chopped them with my favorite tools, the manual food processor, my Santoku knife, and then I even used my spiral and slice. You just turn it and the slices come out. While that's cooking, because this goes so fast, I am going to do 6 eggs in here, and this is going to actually make 24 mini muffins. So you're going to have a lot of little mini frittatas. What are you guys doing for Memorial Day weekend? Are you guys doing anything special? Tell me what you're doing. Are you cooking anything special? Do you have people coming over? Tell me what's going on. Oops, got a little bit of a shell in there. All right, so we got the 6 eggs. To that, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of milk. Now, this is one of my favorite tools that I actually bring camping when we go camping. It's the Measure All cup. And I don't know if any of you have this, but this is a little cup that you can use both for liquid measure and then solid measure. So I'm going to use it for liquids here. You can see it's got the measurements. But when you're going to use it for solids, you just turn it over and you push it down to whatever level you want it to be at. And then you can measure whatever you need to do. And especially for those really sticky things like peanut butter and honey and mayonnaise, then you just put it in there and you pop it out. Works so easily. All right, so a 1/2 cup of our milk. And then to that, we're going to do about 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So you don't need a lot, but just adds a little bit of extra flavor there. And then last but not least, you need some cheese. So we're doing about 1 cup of reduced fat cheese. I am doing pepper jack. You could do cheddar. You can do whatever kind of cheese you like. So we're going to throw that right into the bowl with the eggs. And let me grab my whisk here. Things are starting to sizzle. I can already smell the onions. That smells so good. Now, you could make these ahead of time and just keep them in the refrigerator. Pop them out and eat them cold. You can eat them warm as well. So you can eat them in various ways. So that quick breakfast, you can even use these for, before you go to work. You can also use it for helping you pack a picnic. Just pair it with some fresh fruit, maybe some fresh vegetables, some crackers and cheese. You have a nice little picnic lunch. It's not too heavy, but really tasty. You could also add other seasonings in here if you're a big fan of chipotle seasoning or a basil type of a seasoning, like an Italian seasoning. You could totally do that as well. So this is looking good, right? So we're just going to add our vegetables right in there. I'm going to go grab those. Tell me what you're doing for Memorial Day. Are you guys cooking burgers? Are you cooking something else? What do you guys like to make on Memorial Day weekend? I know one thing that we like to do is grill. So we'll definitely be having burgers. All right, that looks good. You just want them to be just a little bit tender. And you can see right in the pan here, I'm using our 8-inch new nonstick piece of cookware. So why I love this is that it's so easy to clean. The coating will never come off. It's lifetime guaranteed. So it just works so easily. Heats really evenly. You can throw it in the oven. You can put it in the dishwasher. The handle even comes off for easy storage. Whoop, there we go. Set this back over here for now. Okay, so we're going to stir that in. Now we've got this colorful mini frittata mixture going. Now you could interchange all kinds of vegetables that you might like. Maybe you don't like potatoes, throw in something else. You could do tomatoes, you could do zucchini, you can do whatever you want. Now, I said it makes about 24, so I've got the mini muffin pan here, and how I'm going to do this is actually just scoop them. This is the medium scoop, and rather than pouring them in, because a lot of times the juice will come and then the chunks of the vegetables won't, so you literally just fill this up all the way to the top, which is about 1 scoop, and then I'm going to throw it in the oven. It only takes about 10 to 12 minutes to bake, so very quick and easy. Remember that cheese is already in here, the veggies are in here, so you make sure you get a nice scoop of all of that. And because we cut the veggies up so thin using that manual food processor as well as the spiral and slice, things are gonna just cook really well, and they also fit really well into the mini muffin tin too. So I'm gonna get these in the oven, and guess what? I'm gonna post a picture of the final product once it comes out of the oven. So you'll see that. I'll also post a link to my recipe as well, and then you guys can make it. It doesn't take very long. You can do it even tonight, pop them in the oven, and they'll be ready to go like as soon as you want to eat them. If you want to rewarm them, you can just stick them in the microwave or eat them lukewarm, all of those different types of things. So hope you have a great weekend coming up. Thank you to all of our military people that are serving our country. I'm really grateful for that, and those that have lost their lives as well because of their service to our country. So hope you have a great weekend, and catch you next week at Jen's Joyful Kitchen at noon on Thursday. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.